Have you ever stopped to think that maybe you're not fat? You're just bloated? That's right. And you know what's worse? Many people are killing themselves with diets, spending money on supplements, intense workouts, and deep down, what they really needed was to shed the excess fluid that's there, distorting their body. The problem isn't fat, it's water retention. And if you don't address this first, nothing else will work. The good news is that you can shed it for good in 7 days. No fuss. I'm talking about a technique that professional athletes use to step on stage. A method that will make you lose inches, slim your face, flatten your belly, and feel lighter. And all of this without medication, miracles, or crazy diets. It's all about strategically manipulating water and salt, and your body will respond like never before. Now, if you're tired of looking like you drank a truckload of beer without ever having a sip, pay attention to this video, because I'm going to teach you the step-by-step process, exactly as I do with my mentees, to eliminate bloating and reset your body in 7 days. And on the 7th day, when you look in the mirror, you'll understand why no one ever told you this before. There are 2 powerful hormones in your body that control the amount of water you retain or eliminate. And if you understand how they work, you can take control of your bloat. The first is ADH, known as the antidiuretic hormone. It acts directly on your kidneys, telling them to hold on to water instead of letting it go through urine. And you know when it does this? When you drink too little water. So, the less water you drink, the more your body clings to what it has, leaving you bloated like a balloon. The second hormone is aldosterone, and this one is an expert at messing up the balance of sodium and potassium in your body. Here's how it works. If you consume too much salt, sodium, and too little potassium from foods like bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes, aldosterone increases and makes your body retain even more fluid to try to keep things in order. So, on top of being bloated, you might feel your blood pressure rise and even feel more tired. A simple example: have you noticed that after a barbecue with lots of meat and coarse salt, you wake up the next day looking like a pufferfish? That's its fault. Now, the masterstroke is knowing how to manipulate these 2 hormones so they work in your favor. And it's no mystery. Adjusting the amount of water and salt you consume, strategically, will make your body release the retained water. Athletes do this before competitions and dry out overnight. And you can too, but for that, there's a simple 7-day protocol you'll need to follow strictly. And I'm going to show you now how each step of this process works. The 7-day protocol is simple, but requires commitment. You can't do it halfway, and then complain it didn't work. Deal? You'll treat your body like an athlete does before stepping on stage. And the first rule is, during these 7 days, don't eat out. Not at your mom's, not at a friend's, not at a restaurant. Why? Because you'll control every gram of salt that goes into your meals. You'll prepare everything in your kitchen and use those 1G salt packets you can buy cheaply at the supermarket or pharmacy. On the first day, the mission is simple: 5 grams of salt throughout the day and 5 liters of water. It seems like a lot? It is. But trust the process. You'll fill your bottles and count. Day 2, increase to 6 liters, keeping the same 5 grams of salt. Day 3, 7 liters. And on day 4, the most demanding, 8 liters of water. You'll live in the bathroom? Yes. But that's the price to dry out. And a golden tip: stop drinking at least an hour before bed, so you don't spend the night going to the bathroom. Organize your schedule and spread out the water intake throughout the day. Now, here's where the magic starts to happen. On day 5, you cut the water in half, down to 4 liters, and reduce the salt to 4 grams. Day 6, 3 liters of water and 3 grams of salt. And on day 7, the so-called dry day, you maintain 2 liters of water and 3 grams of salt. This is the day you'll be at your driest, with a more defined body, a flatter belly, a slimmer face, and feeling like a new person. But beware, your diet needs to be clean. No processed foods or ready-made seasonings, just real food. And to boost the results, there's a detail that can speed up this process even more. During these 7 days, your diet needs to be surgical. There's no room for just a little piece or just for today. If you want athlete-level results, you need to act like one. Forget processed foods, no room for zero soda, protein bars, or that ready-made seasoning you use, just a little. All of that is loaded with hidden sodium, and sodium is the main villain when it comes to retention. So, focus on fruits, vegetables, brown rice, sweet potatoes, grilled chicken, eggs, and, if you want, unsweetened skim yogurt. Now, if you want to speed up the process even more, add horsetail tea or green tea to your routine. They help with natural diuretic effects, but there's a catch. Don't sweeten the tea, not even with sweeteners. It might seem trivial, but sweeteners can also influence retention and mess with your metabolism. If you want an example of a routine, in the morning, have a simple omelet with oats. For lunch, grilled chicken with zucchini and sweet potato. And for dinner, fish with broccoli and brown rice. Simple, functional, and efficient. And don't forget, lots of water in the first few days. That's the golden rule. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, beware of the rebound effect. Many people reach the 7th day dry and make the mistake of eating everything in sight. Result, the next day, they wake up even more bloated than before. So, post-protocol, the secret is to resume normal hydration, 30 to 50 milliliters of water per kilogram of body weight, and maintain a controlled salt intake, 3 to 5 grams per day. This way, you maintain the results and even prepare your body for the next phase, which is maintaining this shape and even starting a real muscle definition process. Now that you've gone through the 7 days and looked in the mirror with that mission accomplished smile, here's the key point: maintaining the results. It's no use drying out, de-bloating, and then going back to the same habits that left you bloated before. From here on out, you'll regulate your hydration intelligently. Drink between 30 to 50 ml of water per kilogram of body weight every day. For example, if you weigh 80 kilograms, you'll drink 2.4 to 4 liters of water daily. This maintains fluid balance and prevents your body from going back into camel mode. Another important thing is controlling sodium in your diet. After the protocol, keep your salt intake between 3 to 5 grams per day. You can eat well with seasoning without overloading on salt. Use herbs, lemon, garlic, and natural spices to flavor your food. Gradually, your palate will adjust, and what seemed tasteless at first will become the new normal. And more. Avoid processed and ultra-processed foods. They're full of hidden sodium and can ruin your progress in a matter of days without you even noticing. And if the idea is to take the next step beyond retention, now you're ready to start a real definition phase. This is where dietary reeducation focused on fat loss and muscle maintenance comes in. A plan that includes strategic workouts, a focused diet, and even macro manipulation can be the turning point for you to go from dry to defined. And if you want to learn how to build this next plan, don't worry, because there's content on this channel that teaches you step-by-step how to burn fat without losing muscle. Now it's up to you. You have in your hands a simple technique used by the best athletes to give your body a reality check and shed the bloat that's holding back your progress. The question I ask you is, will you keep looking in the mirror and complaining, or will you start changing that today? What you've learned here isn't a guru's secret. It's science applied practically. But it requires one thing: action. And it's all up to you. Tell me in the comments, which day of the protocol do you think will be the hardest for you? Or have you tried something similar before and didn't get results? Let's chat, because I read everything and respond whenever I can. And if this video made sense to you, if it opened your mind, hit the like button now and subscribe to the channel, because here we tell the truth no one else has the courage to tell, with strategies that really work. Oh, and don't leave without watching this video that's appearing on the screen now. In it, I show you how to burn fat without losing muscle, a step beyond what you learned today. Click there and let's keep evolving together. See you next time.